delay.
I think the most fundamental lesson is that we have to presume chemicals are guilty until they're proven innocent. What's needed is an unpolluted political structure that is empowered to set regulations that protect the public health.
That's not the political structure the industry wanted.
September 8, 1980. Report to the board. The cold fact is that the Congress today has more influence over the agencies than the White House does.
The subcommittee will come to order, please.
For even our best friends in Congress, there's a limit to how long they'll support us if the public's against us.
The industry's gotten away with murder. You know, that's why they don't move forward. Because they don't, it costs them some money and some effort. And if they're not pushed, they won't move.
We need real muscle, the kind none of your lobbyists are likely to have as individuals. One growing source of political strength outside Washington is the political action committees. PAC contributions improve access to members.
Through almost 200 quickly formed political action committees, the industry would contribute over $6 million to the 1980 election campaign.
When the time comes to play hardball, we'll try to make good use of the political muscle you've been helping us develop.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Now, I congratulate you, sir.
Ronald Reagan was petrochemicals' favorite presidential candidate. And 4 of the top 5 Senate recipients of the industry's largesse were Republican challengers who defeated incumbents. The industry was ready to play hardball.
September 28, 1981. Government Relations Committee, Pebble Beach. The committee believes that the new climate in Washington is more reasoned and responsive. The election of the Reagan administration appears to have produced changes which bode well for our industry.
The Reagan team asked business for a wish list of actions that could be completed within the first 100 days. In less than a third of that time, the new president signed an executive order that transformed the battle over the safety of chemicals.
Changes for the better. President Reagan directed EPA to delay proposing or finalizing regulations until it could be determined that they were cost-effective and necessary.
A prime target was the one law intended to give the Environmental Protection Agency broad authority to regulate toxic chemicals, the Toxic Substances Control Act, TSCA.
The whole theory of TSCA was that we're not going to keep waiting until we can count the bodies in the street. We're going to do some preliminary steps early on, catch the problems in the laboratory, get rid of them, identify the really bad actors, take some steps to reduce exposures, to find substitutes for these. That was the theory. It just in practice has never worked.
Case in point, a class of chemicals known as phthalates. In 1980, the National Cancer Institute had determined that one phthalate, DEHP, caused cancer in animals. By the time the Reagan administration came to town, the Chemical Manufacturers Association was already spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on efforts to thwart any regulation.
We must arm ourselves with cost calculations for alternate environmental control strategies, and we must feed that information to EPA as early as possible.
Industry representatives and attorneys met 3 times with the #2 man at the EPA. No environmental or consumer organizations were invited or informed. Jacqueline Warren was one of those closed out.
We weren't really there to say, we represent another point of view on this that you should hear before you decide to go along with what the industry might be proposing, since their interest is much narrower. They're interested in their bottom line, their stockholders, their product, and they're not as interested at all in what the potential health or safety or environmental effect of the exposure to this might be. In fact, they'd rather keep that quiet if